Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to week 4. I hope our My Learning distance learning is getting a little bit easier for you guys. I wanted to go through the week 4 ELA lesson. Now, remember, if you have not finished the assignments from weeks 1, 2, and 3, you're going to need to do those first, especially because the week 4 ELA assignment is based off of the work that you actually did in weeks 1 and 2. So make sure that you finish the opinion letter writing graphic organizer about the tortoise and the geese. And then from week 2, the sloppy copy of your opinion letter about the tortoise and the geese. You want to do those first before you jump into week 4. So on the pacing guide and the assignment checklist for this week, it suggests that you break the ELA lesson across Tuesday and Wednesday. So I'm going to show you where to stop. So when you first get onto the ELA lesson, we have some practice with sight words. And so we are going to do some practice with these sight words before you jump into the lesson. So I took the sight words from this game that you're going to play down here, and I put them onto a PowerPoint for us to take a look at. Okay, so here we go. These are the sight words from week 4. So what we're going to do is you are going to, number 1, try to read the word by yourself. Then number 2, listen to me read the word. And then number 3, read it again with me. It's important when you practice sight words that you're practicing actually reading the words out loud. So don't skip that part. Okay, let's practice with this one. Try to read this word by yourself. Now listen to me read the word. Almost. Did you read the word right when you read it on your own? And then now number 3, read it again out loud with me. Ready? Almost. Good. All right, let's go to the next one. Try this word by yourself. Okay, now listen to me read the word. Eyes. Now read it again with me. Eyes. You see how to do it? Okay, so for the next word, you're going to follow those 3 steps on your own. Ready? Animal. Animal. Did you read it out loud with me the last time? I hope so. Remember, reading words out loud is really important, even though you're doing it at home now. Okay, let's do the next one. Change. Change. Okay, now we're going to read all 4 of the words that we just practiced quickly. Almost, eyes, animal, change. Read them with me. Almost, eyes, animal, change. Good job. Reading words quickly helps you build fluency. Fluency, remember, is when you read words fast, but also smoothly. All right, let's go to the next group of words. Another, another. Children, children. Carry, carry. And the last one in this group, answer, answer. Good, okay? Let's read all 4 words quickly. Ready? Another, children, carry, answer. Now you read them quickly by yourself. Good, okay? Try this one. City, city. Different, different. Might, might. Follow, follow. Okay, let's read them quickly. And let's make it fun. Let's read them with a country accent, like a cowboy. Ready? City, different, might, follow. Now you read them in your cowboy accent by yourself. Good job. Okay, let's go to the next set. Read that by yourself. Plant, plant. Gave, gave. Move, move. Earth, earth. Good. All right. Let's read these words as quickly as we can. This time, to make it more fun, let's read it like a mouse. Ready? Plant, gave, move, earth. Now you read them in your mouse voice as fast as you can. Go. Okay, good job. Hope you've got a good mouse impression. All right, next set. Should, should. Pool, pool. River, river. Sound, sound. All right, read these words quickly. This time we're going to read like a robot. Ready, go. Should, pool, river, sound. Go ahead and read these four words in your best robot voice. Go. All right, next set. Picture, picture. Something, something. Read this on your own. Those, those. And this one. Under, under. Okay, this is our last set of words. So we're going to try to read these as quickly as we can. I'm going to read it one time quick, and then I'm going to read it a second time really, really quick. And then you're going to try to read as fast as you can on your own. Ready? Picture something, those under. Now super fast. Picture something, those under. Now you read them as fast as you can. How'd you do? Okay, let's go back to our lesson here. So I'm going to click the green arrow here to go to the next page. Ready to read, what's the weather forecast? So there's going to be some text for you to read here. And then at the bottom, it says share it. Do you like rainy days? Explain your opinion to a friend or family member, giving at least one reason supporting your opinion. So the reason they have you do this little quick activity is to practice talking about rainy days, because that's going to be the topic of some of our lessons this week. And then also to practice giving your opinions and reasons why you believe that opinion. So for example, you could say, I love when it's a rainy day. That's my opinion statement. And then one reason to support my opinion. I love these kinds of days because I enjoy the sound of rain hitting my window. See how I gave my opinion and a reason supporting it? So I want you to do that also. You can either share it with a friend or family member as it says, or you can just think about it in your own head, or just say it out loud to your computer screen if you're working in a room by yourself. Either of those would be fine. Okay, now we're going to go back to talking about poems. Poetry is a big topic because April is National Poetry Month. So if we were in the classroom, we would be reading and talking about lots of poems. So they go through a lesson here reviewing about rhyme patterns and syllables and alliteration, all those things that you practiced last week. And then they're going to give you a poem to read here, The Hill and the Burrow, and then a second poem, The Wandering Wind, and that might sound familiar because that was the poem they focused on in week 3's ELA lesson. So I want you to go through and read those. And then I'm going to click on the next green arrow, and we're going to read the focus poem of this week's lesson, which is called What the Rain Brings. So throughout this lesson, they're going to give you a screen like this with these little arrows. Remember, we talked about how you have to click on these arrows when you see them to go to the next screen. And if you want it to read it out loud to you, you just hit this little speaker button, or you can try reading it on your own and then just play the speaker button if you get stuck on a word. They also give you this file right here, which will open the poem for you to print out and cut out and put together in a little book. So you have the option to do that as well. So whatever is easier for you with reading the poem on your computer, or if you prefer to print it out, either one of those is totally fine. So we're actually going to take a look at this poem. There we go. What the Rain Brings. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I think this is an easier way to look at the poem, even if you can't print it out, because one of the things they want you to look for is the rhyming pattern. And I think when you only see 3 lines of the poem at a time, it's really hard to find the rhyming pattern. I'm going to show you what I mean. Yellow boots by the door, a used umbrella hanging wet. The rain brings indoor play. A steaming puddle on the floor, a horrible heat you won't forget. Refreshing rain brings a cooler day. Now, here's what I want you to notice. The rhyming pattern actually goes across these 2 pages. Yellow boots by the door, a steaming puddle on the floor. Door, floor, those are rhyming words. A used umbrella hanging wet, a horrible heat you won't forget. Wet, forget. The rain brings indoor play. Refreshing rain brings a cooler day. Yep, those are the rhyming pairs. So let's go to the next 2 pages. See if you can find the rhyming pairs on your own. A blooming flower you adore, the prettiest one yet. Spitting rain brings life this way. A backyard pool to explore, awaiting an adventurous event. Stormy rain brings a flood to stay. See if you can find the word that rhymes with adore. Remember, it's going to be over here on the 2nd page. Did you say explore, adore, explore? Those rhyme. Okay, try to find the word that rhymes with yet. Awaiting an adventurous event. Yet, event. Those are really tricky, those 2, because they're not a perfect rhyme. But when poets write poems, sometimes they cheat a little bit. As long as these sound like they rhyme, they count them in poems. All right, last one. Spitting rain brings life this way. Did you say stay? Way and stay are the rhyming pair. Good. All right, and the last section, this last stanza of the poem says, red, blue, yellow, and more, a wondrous rainbow, a treasure to get. The rain brings beauty that won't go away. Okay, so this is tricky because everything that rhymes with these is back up here. So we had a backyard pool to explore, red, blue, yellow, and what's that word say? More, good. Awaiting an adventurous event. What's the rhyming word down here? Get. Okay, and last one, stormy rain brings a flood to stay. The rain brings beauty that won't go away. Good, stay away. Good job. Okay. We're gonna go back to our lesson here. So the other thing they want you to look for is the things that we also talk about when we're reading a story. Topic, characters, setting, central message. So when you go back and either read the poem by clicking on it here, Or you read the poem by clicking through the arrows here. I want you guys to try to answer each of these questions. Topic. What is the poem about? Topic is kind of like main idea. What is it all about? And remember, it's important that you don't just look at the pictures. You have to read the words or you're going to get the topic wrong. Characters. Who or what is doing something in the poem? And in a poem, characters might not be people or animals. Sometimes people write a poem about a tree swaying in the breeze, and the character in the poem is actually the tree. So look back at the poem and think about who the character is. Setting. What does the time and place of this poem look, feel, smell, or sound like? So think, what is the time of this poem? What's the place? Where is this poem happening? And remember, there could be more than one setting in the poem. And then central message. This is the tricky one that you guys always have a hard time with. What does the poet want the reader to learn or think about after reading the poem? What is the author of this poem trying to tell us or teach us? After you answer these questions, then you can click right here and you can check your answers. Okay, and then I'm going to click on the next green arrow and I'm going to see where am I at in my progress here. Oh, I'm on page 6. Okay, so then we have some practice going through the poem. I'm not going to do this page with you guys because it's an activity for you to do on your own that practices finding the rhyming pairs, which we did actually just practice together, and some other things. But if I click on the next arrow, this brings me to page 7. And page 7 is the page that the assignment checklist told you to stop at for today. So after you complete whatever is on page 7 of the ELA lesson, stop the ELA lesson for today and then come back to page 8 tomorrow and pick up where you left off. And this is a good stopping point because this is the last page that talks about poems and poetry. So this has you building some reading fluency by practicing reading out loud. And you don't want to skip this part because if we were at school in our classroom together, we'd be doing a lot of practice reading out loud. And you don't want to fall behind in your early level and in your reading. Want to make sure that you guys are fantastic readers and ready to go on to 3rd grade next year. So don't skip the parts of the ELA lessons where it has you reading out loud. It's really important. So remember, we have these green tabs here, and I said when you guys see them, it means that there's something on each page for you to click through. So that's important. Most of them have an audio file that if you click the play button, it's going to play something they want you to listen to. But what's most important in this one is the last tab. It says video. There's a video here for you guys to watch that's going to go over the different things that make a reader a good reader.
To the beach is
I'm going to skip through to show you.
the waves
or express words can add to the meaning. You don't want to miss any parts.
on screen. Sunscreen.
Okay, so you want to watch that video because she's going to go over all the other 4 things that are here on the tabs. That's really important. And then they have you practice reading out loud to yourself. There's a thing down here where you can click the thing that looks like a microphone and then scroll back up here to the poem What the Rain Brings. And after you click the microphone, it'll be recording you. So you want to do that and then click the poem, read the poem through the whole thing yourself. And then when you're done, it'll say stop down here, and then you can play it back to hear how you sound. If you think you sound choppy or if you think you're reading like a robot, you can go back and practice reading it again. That's how good readers build fluency. Okay, and like I said, page 7 is where it's suggested that you stop the ELA lesson today so that you don't have to do a whole bunch of ELA work all in one day. We don't want you guys to get overloaded. So make sure that you're following those pacing guides and the assignment checklist that I sent you guys this week. That's really important. Okay, and if you guys have any questions, you can post them in the discussion board on My Learning, which is right here where it says discussions, or you can go to your inbox, which is right here, and you can send a question to me, to Miss Gildard, or your moms and dads can send your questions to me on the Class Dojo app. Okay, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the second half of the ELA lesson. We'll go through all that together and I'll tell you guys what's expected. Bye.